All right, chapter 12%. Let's take a look. So in problem number 1, they want us to convert the percent to a fraction or a mixed number in the simplest form. So when we look at this value of percent, that's 15%. The per represents a division line, 15 per, and the cent is 100. And so we can convert that to a basic fraction, and then we can simplify it. We're going to use our calculator to simplify it. We'll say 15 over 100, and our simplest fraction is going to be 3 over 20. Number 2. Convert the percent or fraction to a mixed number in its simplest form. So now we've got 5.25 per 100. So you can take 5.25 fraction 100. It's given us an error. Let's just divide it first, and then convert that fraction to a decimal. And that gets us 21 over 400. Number 3, converting the fraction to a mixed number. So we've got 112.5 over 100. So 112.5 and divided by 100. That gives us 1.125, and we can write that over our tenths, hundredths, thousands. So divided by 1,000 would get us our, let's undo that for a second. We can write it as 1, and then 125 over 1,000, and we can reduce that fractional number. So if we do 1 fraction 125 over 1,000, and we'll get 1 and 1/8. Convert the percent to decimal form. So we've got 37.5 over 100. And we get 0.375. And visually you can see we're just moving the decimal place 2 spots to get our final answer with it once we have it as a decimal. So 7.5 to fraction form, we could write that as 7.5, and then we could move the decimal 1, 2, that's 7.5%, 2 spots, and our answer would be 0.75. Or we can type in 7 1/2 and convert that fraction to a decimal, and we get the we got one error here. So we've got 7.5, and we can move our decimal place. We can divide that by 100, which means we're moving our decimal place 1, 2, so 0.075. And if we do 7.5 divided by 100, we come up with that same value. Okay, moving on to page 6, or problem number 6. So converting our percent to decimal form, if we basically move our decimal place 1, 2, our value is going to be 2.53. Converting a decimal to percent form. So we can basically write this over our tenths hundredths, so 25 over 100, and then we can reduce that to 1/4% or 25%. Number 8, converting the decimal to percent form. So we are going to divide it by 100. Nope. Sorry, we're going to convert 1.5, and we are going to convert this to a percent. So out of our hundredths, we have 1 whole and then 50 hundredths, if we look at the 2 decimal values there. We could also write this as 150 over 100. And this is the percent, so that would be 150%. Converting the decimal to percent form. So we're our hundredths here. That would be out of 100. That would be 0.63 if we'd moved our decimal place over. Or roughly we can move it twice there, and we get 0.63%. Okay, number 10, we want to convert the fraction to a mixed number. So we've got 72 over our hundredths place, and we can reduce that by 72 over 100, and we get 18 over 25. Convert the decimal to a fraction or mixed number. So we have 1 whole unit, and then we have 22 over our hundredths place, and we can reduce that to 1 and 11 over 50. We can check our work in the calculator. If we have 22 over 100, that's 11 over 50 with that. Decimal to a fraction. So this is our tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we have 72 over 1,000. And we can divide both the top and bottom in half. We're going to just use our calculator to reduce it. 72 over 1,000. And we get 9 over 125. Okay, convert the fraction to a percent. So we're going to have 53%. Convert the fraction to a percent. Well, if we divide everything by 10, we get 2.1 over 100. And then we can write that as 22.1%. Convert the fraction to a percent. So 5 over 4, that's 1 1/4, which we could convert to 1.25. And if we write that over 100, so 125 over 100s, that's 125%. Okay, number 16. We want to find 12% of 85. So we can take 85 and multiply it by 12 over 100. And so if we take 85 times 12 divided by 100, we get our value of 10.2. What percent is 45 of 36? So if we take 45 over 36 and we find out what that decimal value is, 45 divided by 36, we get 1.25. And if we write that over our hundredths place, so that's 125 over our hundredths, one whole number and 25 of the hundredths, that's 125%. Okay. 84 is 12% of what number? So this is similar to our earlier problem, except we've got these values switched. So we're saying 84 equals our 12% of a unknown x. So we're going to take this and rewrite it as x over 1 times 12% equals 84. And we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 100 over 12. Our 100s cancel, our 12s cancel. We're left with x on this side. And we take 84 times 100 divided by 12. And we get 700 for our result. Number 19, we have a circuit breaker. And it has a temporary overload of 8%. It's a 30 amp circuit breaker. How many amps flow through during the breaker? So let's find 8% of 30. So if we take 30 over 1 times 8%, 8 over 100. So 30 times 8 divided by 100. We find that 8% of that is 2.4 amps. And so when it overloads, it will be 30 plus 2.4, giving us 32.4 amps. Okay, electronic tests a resistor. It's identified as 130. The actual resistance is this. So we're going to have what it actually weighs or measures over the labeled outcome. And when we divide those two, 128 divided by 130, we get the value of 0.98. We'll round it up to 5 for now. And then we're going to convert this to a percent. So this is 98.5 over 100 if we look at our hundredths place, which becomes 98.5%. That's number 20. Okay, Carlos earns this much money. He is given this much of a raise. What's his new hourly wage? So let's take that. We're going to multiply our 16.75 times the 4.5%. I'm going to convert that to 4.5%. We're going to multiply that through 16.75 times 4.5 divided by 100. So he gets a raise of 0.75375 So his new hourly wage is going to be 16.75. We're going to round to the nearest cent. So this Well, we basically dropped that piece with it. So we're going to add 75 cents to it. And 16.75 plus 0.75 gets us to a total of $17.50. Okay. An office remodeling takes an electrician this many days to complete. He estimated that it would only take this many days. So we want to estimate what percent of the estimated time is the actual time. So if we take the actual time, 5.75, if we convert that decimal to a fraction, over the estimated 4.5, you realize this is going to be larger 1, or he's gone over 100% of the estimated time. 5.75 divided by 4.5, and we get 1.27777778 on it. If we go to the nearest 10th percent, so we're going to basically round to this decimal place here. So 1.2778. And if we write this as a percent, we're going to move it over 2 spots. 127.78%. Oh, nearest tenth, so 127.8%. We'll round up to that value. And that gets us through. That is the end of chapter 12.